Okay, let's get started with GroupMail. After installing the application, we need to set up our sender account. To do this, click on Tools at the top of the application and Manage Accounts. Then we want to create a new account. The first thing we need to do is put in a descriptive name so we'll know which account we're sending from. Next, we need to include user information. This is information that our recipients will see when we send email to them. It includes our from address and a reply to address where replies will be sent. Once we have that information in, you click on Delivery Options and select your delivery option. There are several different options. Standard Send Mode routes your messages through your outgoing SMTP mail server. Direct Send bypasses your SMTP mail server and sends messages directly from your computer to your recipients. In order for Direct Send to work, your ISP has to have port 25 open, and it's ideally used if you're sending from a static IP. There are also Outlook and pickup options, which we might discuss later. So we need to tell GroupMail what our outgoing mail server address is so it knows where to send messages from. If you don't know this information, contact your provider and they'll be happy to help. Many mail servers require authentication to connect to their mail server. If that's the case, check the Requires Authentication box and Setup. We want to use SMTP authentication for outbound mail. You can keep off login as a default. This is generally our email address and a password that was assigned to us for accessing that mail server. Again, you can check with your provider if you don't know this information. Once you have that information in, click OK, and we can test our account. Before we do, I'll talk about a couple of other options in the Account Properties screen. The Advanced button allows you to change the SMTP port setting. By default, it's at 25, but your mail server may have a different port number to send messages through. If so, you can change that there. The connection options can also be set on the Account Properties screen. GroupMail Personal Edition users can open up to 3 delivery connections. This means that GroupMail will send 3 messages at a time to your mail server. Business Edition customers can open up to 256 delivery connections. You can also pause your messages at intervals to keep in line with any limitations that your mail server might have. Now that we've checked all that, we can test our account that we've just set up. As you'll see at the bottom, our test message was delivered successfully. That means that we can now start sending messages from the new account that we just created. Next, we'll talk about importing recipients into GroupMail. Until then, take care.